So now let's quickly go through the introduction PPT and we will understand the course structure that we have designed. Okay, and okay, so we would be going through the data science with Python. So first of all, we should understand what a data scientist can get as a salary. What is the average salary package for a data scientist? So in India, it is 20 lakhs per annum. Also, if you can see, there are a huge job openings available under the data science domain. So basically, you have a lot of openings for data scientists in the market and it is totally in demand. So Python is one of the part of a data scientist. Let's continue further and understand first of all that Python is the most popular programming language. Okay. So it is basically used to create many cool things like you can do some automation process, you can go for some artificial intelligence, you can create some various building applications using Python. You can also create various websites. Okay, now in this course, we would be starting with the core Python concepts, wherein even if you don't have any knowledge in Python, it doesn't matter. We would be starting it from the basics. So no wonder if you know Python or if you're new to Python, totally this course is designed to you. Then we would be continuing with various projects. You can see here, we would be completing the rock, paper, scissor project, okay, which is basically a rock, paper, scissor game. We would be also creating a beautiful grocery website. I would be showing you a demo of this in some time. Also, we would be creating a hangman game. We would be creating a project for guessing the number. Also, now, if you see, some of you might be using Excel. Okay, so we can also minimize the automation or minimize the task which we use to create certain formulas or create some charts in Excel. We can do those things automatically using Python. So I'll show you one project based on which we have some data in Excel and how can we automate that data using some basic lines of code in Python. We can generate quickly some charts. We can do some quick calculations using Python. So we would be covering that part also. Now, if you can see over here, the free users would be getting access to the core Python concepts and the rock, paper, scissors game. All our paid users would be having access to all the given projects and also the core Python concept. Okay, now we would be taking a look at understanding what are we going to cover in today's session. So first session, as likely told, we would be starting with the basic concepts of Python. So first of all, we would have an introduction to what is Python. We'll create our first program in just seconds using some simple lines of code in Python. We would understand how the program executes. Okay, now when I say program, when I say execute, basically means we are writing some code in some language. We are executing that using some compilers in the backend. This is automatically done in Python. We don't have to do anything as such that we have to just run the program. Automatically, the execution happens in the backend. And then we can see the output. Whatever code we have written, we get the output of the code that is written there. We would also be looking at different variables available in Python. I would make you understand what do we mean by variables when we will come to this particular session. Then we would see what is how to take input from the user. Now, when I'm saying we are creating some programs, we are writing some code, it basically means it's an interaction with the user. I have to ask something from the user will enter something and then it would be processed. How to take the input from user is we would be looking at the next part. Also, we would understand what are different type conversions and how do we work on strings in Python. String normally means bunch of characters. Okay, if I'm writing something, if I'm writing some sentence, 2-3 sentences together, I can term it as a string. So I'll go in detail of each sessions as and how we are covering it one by one, because we would be completing this totally in a practical session also. Let's quickly get started. So I was talking about a grocery website. So I'll just quickly make you go through the grocery website. You can see this. Okay, now here we have created certain images. We have added some values to it. We have given the names. The product price has been given. Also, we have an option of add to cart. So basically, we have created this website using the Django framework. We would be creating this from scratch in our paid sessions. Okay, so we'll show you how to create this. Also, we have a different admin panel in this, which will basically manage the stock and everything. So even if you haven't created any website before, there is nothing to worry. You can start this learning from the scratch. Okay. So now we have understood what are we going to do in our Python live classes. And as I told you, Python is very super easy to learn. So basically, we would be also going through many exercises together, as I'll be also giving you some assignments in between. Just I'm showing you how do we go further. So for installation part and downloading part, okay, we can go to python.org. Here you have downloads option. Once you go there, the latest available for Windows is Python 3.10.4. Now, there are chances that in future you might have a newer version available. So do not worry. All the contents that we are going to work in this particular sessions would also work on the newer versions also.